Hey guys, Josh here, and in today's video, I'd like to go over the Down on the Farm game bundle currently available on Humble Bundle. It comes with up to 8 different farming games. So in this video, I'll go over all of these games one by one, give you my honest opinion on them. And so hopefully by the end of the video, you should have a pretty good idea if whether or not this bundle is for you. But first, if you're not familiar with Humble Bundle, they always do these different bundles of games, books, or software. So in this case, of course, we have farming games. And when you buy these bundles, a part of the money goes to the publisher. Some of it goes to Humble, which takes care of managing this platform. And also part of it goes to charity. So in this case, for this one, the charity is called Kiss the Ground. And their goal is to raise awareness and empower individuals to purchase food that supports healthy soils and a balanced climate. And also, I do have a partner link that I will put in the description. So if you do decide to get this bundle and you've heard of it from my channel, then you will be able to support my channel as well as the publisher and the developers and Humble. So please feel free to check that out. And before we discuss all of the games, let's just have a look at how much these bundles cost. So you have different options. The first one is the 2-item bundle, which costs $10.99 Canadian. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way for me to change the currency on the website, but that should be around $8 US. And that comes with Littlewood and No Place Like Home. Then we have a 6-item bundle. So this one is 20 Canadian, so that should be around $15 US. This one also has the 2 first games, plus Everdream Valley, Ikonei Island, Cattails, Wildwood Story, and Immortal Life. And lastly, if you want the whole thing, for 27 Canadian, which should be around $20 US, you get The Witch of Fern Island, Cornucopia, and the 6 other games. And of course, because it is a charity bundle, you can donate more if you'd like, but $27.37 is the minimum to get all of the games. I should also specify that if you get this bundle, you will get individual Steam keys for all of the games. So if you have some of the games already, you can definitely share with a friend. You don't have to redeem all of the keys in one account. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind if you maybe already have some of these games. So now it's time for me to give you my thoughts on all of these games. And for full transparency, I will tell you how much time I've played, because some of these games I've not played that much, but I did play all of them. So yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts based on the amount of hours that I've played. And the first game is The Witch of Fern Island, and I've played this one for 6 hours. 3 hours in early access and 3 hours with the full release. So currently this game is fully released on Steam. So in this game you play as Abriel, and she's a witch who ends up on Fern Island, and you move to this house that was previously inhabited by another witch. You'll have to clean up and renovate the house. Then you'll find a magic cauldron that you can use to brew potions with the items that you forage. There's also a farm, so you can do some farming. It is an open world, so this game looks pretty good graphically, but honestly, I couldn't get into it. I found that a lot of the main NPCs, the characters that will give you quests, all felt a little bit lifeless. The dialogues are not that interesting. And the secondary characters, like just the random NPCs that will walk around town, a lot of them look the same. And it just made it really hard for me to get immersed into the game. Even though the game definitely improved since it was in early access, there are still some parts where it's clunky and doesn't feel very intuitive. The farming just doesn't feel that good. Overall, I was quite disappointed with The Witch of Fern Island. I know some people like it, but if you look at the reviews, you can see here 73% positive on Steam. It has the lowest reviews of this whole bundle. And yeah, so I'm not too big of a fan of this game. Next, we have Cornucopia, and this one I've also played for 6 hours, so the same amount of time as The Witch of Fern Island. But I am loving this game. I'm having a great time with it. But it is currently in early access, so I think I'm just waiting for the full release before I fully get into it. I have a few live streams of this game. Actually, most of these games right here, I do have live streams or videos about them, so I'll put links to those in the video description. Cornucopia is such a colorful game, not only with its art style, but also its personality. The dialogues are so quirky and humorous, the story is fun to follow along, the characters are interesting, and there's just so much to do in this game. You've got lots of festivals, minigames. You've got these little scratch cards that can give you new items or buffs, and there's just so much to do. This game can actually feel a little bit overwhelming at first because there are lots of different mechanics and lots of things you don't see in a lot of other farming games. It's a really charming, over-the-top game with tons of content. You can tell the developer put so much love and care into it, and I feel like it's not talked about enough, but I think Cornucopia is definitely worth checking out. The next game is also one I think is underrated, and that's Immortal Life. I've played this one for over 80 hours, so that's the game I've played the most out of this bundle, and it's amazing. First, it's a Chinese farming sim, so the setting is very different from other games in the genre, and it looks so beautiful, but it is the gameplay that really kept me hooked for a long time. The story takes place as you move to this little village in the mountain to join a cultivation sect, and then there's some event that happens and all of the buildings burn down, everything is destroyed. So your goal is to rebuild everything with the help of your community. So you gather materials and you get to gradually rebuild everything. And it's really this sense of progression that makes the game so addictive and rewarding, because whenever you complete a quest, whenever you do something, you feel like you're doing it for a reason, and then there's going to be a new building that will unlock a new feature, and then you'll want to try that new feature, and like there's always something new to unlock, something else to do, and that makes it really, really hard to stop playing. And everything you do also feels good. The farming feels very nice and responsive. The cooking is so fun because you're actually in the kitchen, and it's a little bit more like games like Lemon Cake or Sugar Shack or maybe Overcooked, where you actually get to interact with the different stations. It's very immersive. The characters are interesting, and I love this game so much. I have a tips and tricks video. I do have a farm tour as well if you want to get a little idea of what you can do with the decoration in this game. I would say the only thing I didn't like is towards the end of the story. I would say the last maybe 25% of the game is very slow, very grindy, and I have still not finished the story, so I kind of gave up at 80 hours. I mean, I got my money's worth because I played it so much already. But I mean, if you get to enjoy it for 80 hours, I think you'll still have a good time. So yeah, that's Immortal Life, and I love this game so much. Next, we have Cattails Wildwood Story. So this is the second Cattails game. I've only played this one for 90 minutes. It is a life sim where you play as a cat, and honestly, for me, the art style doesn't appeal too much to me. And I'm also not like a big cat person, so that's not like a big point for me. So I really don't have too much to say about this game, but it says 99% positive reviews on Steam. And if you go on Steam, you can see that in fact, the game got overwhelmingly positive reviews. So I think that if you watch the trailer and you like what you see, or maybe you're a cat person, or you played Cattails and you enjoyed like the first game, I think you will like this one. It's just not a game for me, and I have to be honest, so I don't have much to say about this, but people like it, so I think if you like what you see, there's a chance the game will be fun for you. Next, we have Ikonei Island, and I've played this game for over 9 hours. In this game, you play as 4 characters who end up shipwrecked on an island, but then you find out that the island you're on, it's raining all the time, and it's very dark, so you'll have to go to these different areas and repair shrines in order to bring the sun and the nice weather back to the island. There's a little bit of farming, but it feels quite clunky. So it's mostly about gathering resources, crafting things, and you also help, you save these animals, and you can then control these animals that will help you, like for example, break rocks or chop trees. So they will help you gather materials and also unlock other areas. So it's a lot of crafting and exploration, and as I said, you play as 4 characters, but if you play by yourself, you actually just control 1 character at a time, and it feels a bit weird to have like 3 other characters that stand there doing nothing, and the game is actually much more fun with friends. So with friends, you'll be able to make progress much faster. It will feel more rewarding. One really good thing about Ikonei Island that I would love to see more developers do is that only 1 person in your group of friends needs the game in order for everybody to play. So if you get this bundle, you have the game, you will be able to invite your friends even if they did not purchase the game, which I think is amazing. And it really shows that this game is kind of made to play with other friends. But if you're more of a single player kind of person, this might not necessarily be the best game for you. Next, we have Everdream Valley. So this game I've played for only 3 hours. And the reason why I only played it for 3 hours is because I didn't like it too much. It's a very cute game. You play as a kid who visits their grandparents. And it has a big focus on the animals. So there's a good variety of animals, and also you get to control them. So for example, sometimes at night, you will control the dog and try to scare the wolves so they don't eat your sheep. You also need to like herd the sheep. And yeah, there's more interactions with the animals in this game, but the farming is clunky. The controls as a whole are clunky. The story is not that interesting. Apparently the game is pretty short as well. Honestly, there's not too much I can say because I've only played it for 3 hours and I know some people like it. I feel like it does have some good, unique ideas, but the execution is just not there. And with all of the amazing farming games we have out there, it's really hard for me to recommend it. Next, we have Littlewood. And this one, I've also played it for 6 hours. I kind of forgot about this game. But now that I see it in here, I kind of want to play it more because I really enjoyed it. This game has a very simplistic pixel art, and basically you get to build and decorate a little town, and you'll attract more and more villagers that are going to bring their own shops, so you'll get to buy new items, new bonuses and buffs and things like that. One thing that is really unique with this game is that instead of time going on a clock, it goes with your actions. So for example, every time you harvest a crop, or you chop a tree, or you mine some rocks, your action bar will fill up and time will go forward. So at the end of the day, when you've done enough actions, you'll have to go to bed. This almost makes it feel like a turn-based life sim game, if that makes sense. And it is very charming. It's been a long time since I played it, but it is very cute, and you can like terraform and really customize your whole town. It's very simple, like there's no like super complex mechanics, but it's a game that is very charming and worth playing. And lastly, we have No Place Like Home, and this game I've played it for 7 hours, and it is a very satisfying game. If you like games where you have to clean, for example, Power Wash Simulator, Lolnut, or any other game where you start with a really messy area and you have to make everything clean and look nice again, you will like No Place Like Home. So basically you are in this planet and there's just trash everywhere. So you have this vacuum and you have to clean things up. You'll gradually unlock new areas where you'll find new materials that will allow you to upgrade your equipment so you can then clean up even more and be more efficient. You also have animals and farming, but honestly the farming is not that interesting in this game. I feel like really the main selling point of this game is really just the cleaning. If you're looking for something very mindless where you don't have to think, you can just look at something very messy and like clean it up, and then after that it looks nice. It's a very simple experience, but yeah, if you like that, that could be a good one for you. So these are my thoughts on these 8 games. Personally, I think the ones that make this bundle worth it are Littlewood, Immortal Life, and Cornucopia. I would say if you want 1 or 2 of these games, then it can definitely be worth getting, because just Cornucopia by itself is usually 34 Canadian dollars. Immortal Life is 19, Littlewood is 17. So if you don't have these games yet, I think they're definitely worth it. Witch of Fern Island, Everdream Valley, I don't care too much for them. So if you already have Cornucopia, I would maybe just pick, for example, the 6-item bundle or something like that. Ikonei Island, if you play with friends, it could be worth it. No Place Like Home if you just like mindless cleaning, but you don't expect too much of this game. And Cattails, it has very good reviews, but it's not appealing to me. But if you like games with cats, I think it could be a good one for you. So let me know what you guys think. If you've played these games, I'm curious to know if our thoughts are similar or different. Maybe you're a big fan of Everdream Valley. Maybe you disliked Immortal Life. Let me know if we have similar thoughts or not. And once again, I do have a link in the description if you want to get this bundle. And yeah, I think it's a good one. So check it out. Leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you all in the next video.